Buenos días, buenos tardes, buenos noches, a todos, a todo el mundo. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today. And I am not running solo. I am running with Nine. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, MK. We are here once again at Dead Before Dawn. A very familiar matchup here once again as well. We've got Goat going up against One Piece, aka Akatsuki. This is pretty much the exact same match that could be happening, as far as I know, in a reboot as well. We do have some name differences, which I'll cover real quick. For Goat, we've got Slide, who is Stray, and we've got Japanese guy who is Sang. So this is same roster members as in a reboot. Same thing for One Piece as well. Smoker, no good. Early spit comes out. They're able to move. Ro does drop into the spit to clear. So she'll eat a little bit there. Pretty good take from Goat to start us off.
Yeah, not bad, Rochelle. Just got to remember now, it's not Mountain Dew. No, not when you're playing Left 4 Dead. Don't run through the green stuff. The Charger. Yeah, I know it might be, but the Charger was playing peekaboo on the infected ladder. Just got blasted in the face. But they do scavenge a little bit damage. And look at this tank spawn, which we'll talk about right after Hit goes in. Hunter and Smoker combo is unsuccessful. The Boomer will latch on to two survivors. Spit dies off. Quad incoming. But we're going to have this first tank at 81% of the way through the map here now. And remember, both teams have a choice. They could choose to set this off before the helicopter, or they could choose to go back. And with the last couple games we casted, some teams decided to do either or.
Yeah, definitely. But the one that has looked the most successful has been jumping up on top of the helicopter and spawning in the tank like that. I do want to speak a little bit more on that, but as you can see, we've got the quad set up ready to go in the hands of One Piece, aka Akatsuki. Usually we see teams shoot down these little picnic benches, but looks like they're going to leave them up. Oh, there we go. A little destructive streak there from Nick, and we still continue to wait. Neither side wants to budge at all. I say that, but Go is kind of going covert op style on the left-hand side, forcing One Piece to move around. Now they spawn in. Jockey running around first. Charger, Hunter eventually land too. Are going to get in, but that's going to be... Jockey lands on the back, though. He's going to be able to get around the van. Kind of awkward ending to that hit for Goat, but otherwise, strong take by them.
And speaking of that, they're going to have to choose if they want to spawn this tank or not. And let's look at the guns first. We could probably tell if they have two shotguns. They have three Uzis. Nope, two shotguns, two Uzis. This is good for the run back. Need one shotgun up ahead running back, one in the middle with the two Uzis shooting them as they retreat. And that's what they're going to do. So with the first tank of the game for One Piece into the hands of Aisha. If the spinner goes for a pound spit, a ding or two. Oh, Sawa's got to run through it. Wow, that was really fortunate for One Piece and unfortunate for Goat. But quickly before this tank goes in, we'll do roster rundown for Goat. We have Sawa, Sammy, Linux, and Slide. Take us the other side away now.
For One Piece, we got Nora, Bird, Aisha, and Demon. This is the classic One Piece lineup. I don't know how you feel about the player 520. He's sometimes in the mix as well, but this is kind of what I view as the classic One Piece Akatsuki lineup. Aisha will try to get around, going to take some chip, a lot of chip, over 1,000 points of it. I did find it extremely interesting that Stray, aka Slide, chose not to pick up the pump. He's got only 12 shots left in this shotgun. Hit comes in from behind, Jockey lands, charge will miss, but Ro is right there. Actually gets out of the corner, surprisingly enough. Smoke pull will allow another smack for Aisha. Well done, and a double smack as well. They're definitely getting their money's worth there with one final smack up in the air. By the time
territory where they can squeeze another hit out of this.
Yeah, well, there it is. All the pills are consumed. They're going to be fast for only about maybe 15, 20 more seconds, depending on how the next hit goes. It looks like they're not going to hesitate to pounce around and slow down the survivors. And that's indeed what has to slow down is the survivors clearing out everything before they take the stairs. They catch them sleeping. That is not health bonus. It's a mixture probably... Oh, and look at this jockey landing around the outside. Good cleanup. But that was Ellis who got latched onto as the last of their health bonus. It's almost all DD from this point out here now, but at least they find the pills to be fast. That's most important. And they lost. They lost the infected.
They're not pausing, and Goat is just continuing to progress through. I don't know what's happening right now. Do they not notice it? We need a pause.
They took so much damage beforehand. And look at this, they're going to have to wait. They can't wait for that survivor to spawn up, so they're going to attack with 3. Smoker's up, Hunter is up. Oh, they're just trying to delay because they know there's a spawn timer. This is all... Oh, no, they're going to go. Here comes Smoker pull. The Charger go. Oh, he lands. Fold reach. Does he get the slam? And the slam comes out. Smoker is dead. And now they have a spitter, and they do get some more damage on that. Down to 204. Looking like a rough start for Goat so far here. No, see it, what One Piece can do with the last couple of hits.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher. I mean, Goat literally got gifted a freebie with the DC. Big advantage given in their favor. And we've got Nick and Rochelle just in a different area code. And the 3 SIs are like, okay, well, this is simple enough. We'll 3v2 them over here on the left. Another hit comes in as they try to get back into their cozy corner. Down goes Goat. He'll get boomed as well, making it a little bit more difficult to pick him up. They should still be able to do it no problem with, you know, plenty of cover fire and all the SIs dead, except for the Spit. He's going to be back up now, ready to go. And what do you think? I mean, getting hit for another 20% or so, and one more hit, maybe more before the safe room.
Yeah, they pretty good hit too. They're gonna go with the Smoker, the Charger, rockets in there. Oh, oh, look at this though. Wait, okay. For a minute there, I thought the Spitter was with the Smoker. If the Spitter would have been with the Smoker there and all, I think they would have lost all their damage on this. But he runs back for a despawn. But still, inside the tunnel, they had 204 down to 82. One Piece is starting it very impressive on their infected so far. Let's see how they can finish up with 81% bonus left. It's going to be hard to get rid of the rest of it though here now, especially with what they have.
Let's see what this charge can do. They're so slow. They might not even need it. Hunt goes in. Beautiful. The spit goes out. Look at the spit spread. No, it wouldn't have landed up there anyways. But still, cooler heads prevail. Goat backs it up. Clears it out. Sure, they get a 1 boom. Should be simple enough though. Charge. Laser down. Just as you'd expect them to. A couple surprising fumbles from Goat, I felt like, this chapter, but they do recover in style. Managed to get at least a little bit of bonus 480, but this is definitely toppleable by One Piece for sure.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do up to the tank. Because remember, when we did cast the last one, there was a team that chose to go up. It might have been One Piece. I don't remember who it was when we casted the game, to be honest with you now, but I do remember them going on the other side, and they took the tank pretty well. There was no wind caps, and all they did was blitz the second half of the map, and because they chose to take it there, the other infected team didn't get a hit until the button. So there's a trade-off, but usually it's easier corners for the special infected when you make that call. But all right, here we go. Let's start opening attacks. Gonna be a tri-cap with the Spit. Not gonna have a Hunter included. Smoker lands. Charger comes over, misses. Spit jockey swimming in Rochelle, and ooh, a good start coming out from Goat. Starting off with much more damage, just shy of 7%. Good start for them.
So we have Sexito in the server, who is the player that I referenced earlier, 520. He looks like he is having to come in to replace Nora, and he has gotten a very warm welcome from Goat to start off. Down to 69 HP after the first hit. Aisha at 94 as well. The rest of them still at 100. Smoker, Charger, Hunter, boom. Hunter goes and spawns in. Smoker combined. The band, Charger, rocket in. It's very 1 by 1. And One Piece will shut it down 1 by 1. Boom. Finds 1 as well. Still, I mean, 93.5%. I'd say this is around where Goat was at, though, right?
Yeah, they got a little bit damage on the second one. Not much, but this one is pretty much nothing coming out from Goat. Like you said, kind of one at a time. The attack was just a little bit broken. They kind of spawned together, but they just didn't get in there at the same time due to the traveling distance of the one survivor that was on the awning to the other ones that kind of had to walk in. And they're going to rush this hit quick. Oh, the Charger misses it. So this is going to be a broken hit. The jockey gets nothing. Charger goes back for a despawn. It's unfortunate for Goat, and it looks like One Piece is faced with a decision that we're going to know very shortly. Are they going to spawn this tank up early? They're going so fast I can't keep up. Or are they going to fight it on the other side? And it looks like they're going to take an attack. No, they're going to spawn it. They're going to take it on this side. Hunter goes in, dies. And the Charger, Spitter, Smoker combo need to choose what to do. And I think they need to get rid of the Spitter right now, in my opinion, as Sawa gets the tank for Goat.
Yes.
I like it. Oh my god, the overwhelm. Oh, the Charger will get cleared with ease, but the Smoker still lands a little bit of burning goo as well as they try to get chip on Sawa, but he saved all of his HP. A perfect distraction from the SI support of Goat. Definitely turning the tide of this fight. I gotta say, again, MK, I worry. I look at, Sexito, AK 520, again here with 12 shots on the shotgun. I can't say that was the issue for Goat on their fight, but definitely kind of reciprocating some of the potential problem spots for Goat. Gonna be on the same side here for One Piece. He does, eventually switch over to his dual pistols for a little bit, but Tank is going to be coming in. Let's see what he can do.
Awa on the commit. I don't like where the jockey's at. Jockey's got to come in from... Oh, he's going to spawn there too? Okay, so the jockey has a companion Tank. Hunter is in the back. The charge is going to come in for the charge. He's going to land the charge. The Hunter's got to cover it, though they killed the Hunter. Now the Tank has to back off. And this is interesting because they sent the tank in with full second pass, which means they can delay like this. And there's not that much of a consequence, at least as of now, except the fact that he already lost 2,300 of his health, and he's got to start making the commit. Here he goes. Oh, he shows himself to trade some rage for his spawn. Loses about 500. All right. 2,700 at the end of the tunnel. He calls spawns to go, and Boomer comes up. Boomer gets popped. Smoker lands, gets cleared. This is going to be a no-hitter from Sawa as all the spawns are cleared. Oh, wait a minute. He gets one. Almost gets a second. And that is a dead tank. And One Piece played that perfectly, far enough away where if anything landed, it wouldn't be able to capitalize. Well done by One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece with the this what you could have done with this beat moment. 82.3%. Completely outdoing Goat. The shutdowns were there. Rochelle was able to rotate and get the pump by the time she was out of ammo. Charge was scary for a moment, but One Piece able to deal with it, no issue. Hit is ready to go. 2-2 Charger Hunter. This could definitely be a good stairwell hit. It just comes down to, are these individual SIs going to be able to land? Ro gives a lot of space. Or rather, is given a lot of space. He will be able to get around the corner. Charge getting in there for 10 as well. But the main event is the boom stumble on Ro, keeping her in the spin, not allowing her to jump up on top of the railing. And she goes down from it. 520. Rochelle has been getting hit way too hard, been taking the brunt of the damage. But hey, that is the life of position one from time to time.
Yeah, and that position one hit was over 15%, something desperately Goat needed, made that tank much more valuable now. With the damage that occurred, they walk after the event with 68.6. That tightens things up just a little bit better in their favor. Let's see if they can keep piling it on. This One Piece didn't stop. There's a smoker pull. The Charger was not there for the cover. He does land, but no damage will occur from it. Jockey latched on, quick clears. Not much from that. In fact, I believe they found an extra set of pills after Sexito popped, so they'll gain a little bit. 598. Walking into this tunnel with almost 400 more points. The question is how much do they walk out with is what will really matter. And the spawns will be, Boomer Spitter is going to be a 2-2 null, and it's going to be a retro one at that. Not the worst.
Okay. Maybe a smoke pool on the... Oh, he's actually going to leave the room altogether. Back it all the way up to avoid the pre-spit coming out and shutting down the Hunter, shutting down the Smoker. Boom is going to die next. And then the spit is able to save. Yes. So we're going to be seeing 3-1 with the spit here next. But, I mean, One Piece, they had one less SI than Goat did on that previous hit. And, the one before they got in here. And they made it look so much cleaner. even with a similar survivor setup as well. Love the side room setup by Goat. 3 SIs running in. But look at that. Okay. They do get the charge spit. I like the, you know, I was wondering, he's looking 1 by 1, but it ended up landing.
It was fruitful for about 34 points of damage. It got a little bit more with the friendly fire bat to Nick. Or not a bat, an axe from Aisha onto Nick, but we're going to walk in. Look at this, 558. It's going to be extremely difficult to get damage in here without a spitter or a charger. Hunter's making an effort, gets killed, I mean. Jockey didn't even try, and neither did the Boomer. And that's going to be a lead for One Piece by almost 500, no, just shy. 400 and change. Good job for them so far.
Yeah, that is what? That is double the score. That's more than double the score of what One Piece got, I do believe. Well done. Well done. Great start for One Piece. And let's not forget, a couple days ago in the NA Reboot tournament, they had to play against Hikori. And unfortunately, that match was not meant to be, but that Chapter 1 start was, if I remember correctly, I was watching on my phone, but I think it was a pretty great start for them as well. So, 2 promising starts against what have been the best 2 teams in South America over the past while. Are we starting to see a changing of the guard? The thing is, MK, we cannot get too far down that road right now. We've only seen 1 chapter. Even this campaign could be turned on its head here, especially once the points start getting racked up. Right here, you know, we got 600 distance points. The area, once you start getting inside, the hits can be really nasty. Hell, even this one can be. I like the smoke angle. Charge will not get the line up. Jockey can't get in. An attempted smoke charge setup fails, and the rest of the hit gets mopped up with ease. Still got 99% for One Piece.
We need to get into the building.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. What you're saying, no, it's one thing to grab the lead. You got to play consistently, which one of the top teams were able to do. Which One Piece definitely shows sparks of playing at that top tier level. It's just a matter of stringing that play together with a couple of chapters, despite what happens, to get your morale down or up to play consistently. And let's see if they can keep this momentum with them as they're flying high. At this moment, Tricap with Spit coming in, best hit minus quad. No smoker with the cappers. Right now, there seems to be no commons except for just a few stragglers. So I think they're going to hold these spawns up until when all the common infected have been triggered by this event. And it looks like One Piece is slowing it down. And know that they're not going to hit until that happens. So the event... Are they baiting this?
Anybody hear me?
Oh, they're trying to bait this. Did they actually trigger it now? Yeah, okay, now they're really triggering it. And they can't run inside. All they got to do is wait a couple of more seconds. The charge is repositioning. So now we know he has spawns up above. And I think they just have to wait for him to get into play. The jockey has shown his spawn location. Charger misses his spawn. Now he has to walk over. Here comes the hunter. He lands. Charger lands, but it'll be a pounce spit. 1 slam. 2 slams.
No!
And that is slow clears coming out from One Piece. And I wonder if what we were talking about before the sit and all is coming into play. Because One Piece is taking a lot of damage from that hit.
The charger didn't really do what it was intending to do. The hit, in theory, should have been pretty straightforward for One Piece. Of course, there are a lot of commons. It was during an event, but like you said, they let a lot of damage through there. Maybe just not the best position to begin with against that hit. Jockey will get M2'd away. Clutch move. Smoker, of course, getting shut down as well. Now we just got a boom spit. And now we just have a boom. MK, I'm kind of worried for Goat here. I think One Piece might be able to just run this down. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think the tank.
Watch out!
They could just
Of
spawn the
course,
tank.
of course.
They don't even.
And this is a scary tank too.
They don't even want to spawn the tank till the commons are dead. Look at this. Look how cautious they're taking this.
Wow.
All right. This is going to be the second tank of this many of this tournament match. How many will yet to be determined. And Lennox gonna roll it in right away. No hesitation. He is in the door. He drops down on the ground. He has nobody. He has to climb back up. Okay, he's still chasing. He's down almost half his HP already. He got his first punch there. Second punch over there. The Charger takes it, but Aisha can clear it. The Hunter takes it, but he already gets the clear. He's got 2 other survivors. Oh, it's a 2-cap, and Linux got 1 corralled. No, he breaks free. It's not going to be a wipe, and Linux can't get the hit on Aisha, and this will be a dead tank. And wow, did they really salvage that? But it's still going to be really great damage nonetheless, though, no. But that was almost a catastrophe against One Piece. Still good damage, though. Half the bonus gone on to One Piece. And how much is that now? Just shy of 40%, I think.
All right. Hold on. Jockey's kind of, backing them up. They are going to be able to shut down the spin without issue. Then the boom comes in. The boom finds 2. Then the smoke comes out. The smoke jockeys are into the spin. It takes a while to get clear. Uh-oh. Some more preventable damage. I think that was what? Boom smoke dead last. So we should still have a good hit. But yeah, tank. Wow. I love the idea of charge taking 1 and then double teaming the other player who's over there, splitting them 2-2. It just ultimately didn't work. We will have a great stairwell hit with that charge jock hunt spit as well. And the bait game begins.
And the bleed, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I might have baited that a little bit more with my...
Yeah.
It kind of went
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Can they clear it? Oh, Rochelle has to run through it. No, it's good damage. They shut down the hard ones and they get hit with the easy one, no?
Right. And don't get me wrong. I mean, this team is not strangers to playing against the top teams in South America. But again, it's one thing to play against them. It's another to be beating them. I can't help but feel like they're just like having some really unfortunately simple missteps. Smoker pull on Aisha. Koshi, okay, does eventually turn. Hunter gets shut down, but I mean, what do you think? They shut down 2 SIs and still get hit that hard by that hit? That's troublesome for me.
Yeah, and it looks like the Charger didn't have spawn either, so they're going to have the charge pit at the end, but it's going to be really difficult to land. Look how fast they're going. I don't even know if the Spitter's going to have time to get up. Yeah, they will. Spitter is up in position. The Charger can go. Here he goes, and it's not going to work. He even M2s, and he has the box to jump on. Smoker pull cleared. They do get about 20 or some damage out of that, but still, One Piece is going to manage to make safe room with 380. And to be honest with you now, I think GOAT did a pretty good job on getting that bonus down, and they should be poised to make up a couple of points. The question is how much? Or will they fall into more of a deficit? We'll have to see what happens with this tank play.
That is a really good point. I mean, this tank is... And don't get me wrong, it's not like we never are in a situation where this is the case, but the tank really feels all or nothing here in this moment. Like they really... if they can make this tank work, obviously that is going to put GOAT even further down this hole on their first campaign. But if GOAT is able to find a way to easily shut down this tank, we could be looking at a lot of ground regained by GOAT. So it does just kind of feel like one of those high-risk, high-reward situations for GOAT. But they got their work cut out for them. I actually found it kind of unfortunate that Linux was the tank and the boomer, because we've seen the boom actually be a pretty invaluable tool for this area. I'm wondering if GOAT is going to be on the, or I'm sorry, One Piece is going to be on the same wavelength as me as far as that, or what plans they have in store to make this tank go smoothly enough. Because MK, we've seen a lot of straight up wipes on this tank.
Yeah, it's not one of the easiest. Okay, they're going to go when it's on the survivor's term here. A little questionable by Smoker pull. Jockey going to be able to cover it, but they can kill the Smoker from up above. I think the Jockey lost some scratch opportunity there. But they'll take 4% away, and it's pretty much just the first hit because they didn't hit on the other side after the event was started anyways. So, not a bad opening attack, but the next one is where the damage came out from Team GOAT over double digits. We'll see if One Piece can follow it up with a Spitter, a Boomer, a Hunter, and a Charger. It's going to be only a 2-2. It'll be challenging to get the same damage as it came out on the other side, but the Infected are getting in position. The Charger's up above. The Spitter is with it, waiting for the Hunter, making noise from the other side. Charger rockets off. Nice rocket charge. No B-hop. Oh, they'll get the pound spit. Yes, they will. Charger lands too, but I don't think it got a slam. And
No.
clear is out. And they'll take about 6% left.
Ammunition.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, One Piece is still getting some damage through, but I really didn't like that quad setup. At that point, it was like, Goat read them like a book. And so at that point, I think One Piece, especially in hindsight, maybe could have folded it at that situation and waited a little bit longer because they still got the same amount of hits. They didn't really get to squeeze anything. I don't think they really got to squeeze much in through that. We do have a Jockey, Smoker, Hunter, and a Boom ready to go for One Piece. They do have that Boom. Boom is not in the hands of the tank. So, potential pause situation where we have the tank brought in, and then maybe the Boom can catch one. No, we just kind of have the hit with the Boom. Finds a 2-boom, though. Jockey, not quite. Gets shut down. Pretty uneventful stuff. And this is going to be One Piece. Just fighting the tank here in just a moment. Or should I say Goat fighting the tank in just a moment as Smoke gets killed off. Demon. See what he can do.
Damage now. They've almost copied them. Just a little less. And they even get to spit. 3 spit. Nothing. They might even get to hit again. They're really close to it. I think if that spitter actually lands on the bookshelf there, no, again. But go, take it away. He's in right away.
He's in. I mean, we got 12 seconds left on Aisha. Gonna try to catch him out, but now they just run across these gangplanks one after another. Hit is ready, but now Goat started rotating. We got a 2-2 split. Jockey Charger. I mean, this is kind of all over the place. Demon, 2k HP. Jockey lands on Row, and she's isolated. We got a guy in the corner as well. They're going to try to kill the tank, but he's actually... he doesn't kill the tank. Okay, gets an in cap. Doesn't quite get the rock off. See the health on the pickup, but this should be... I don't know. We might be looking at a pretty even chapter, actually.
I'll hold on to these pills.
Oh, man. Yeah. The extra pills are very helpful for Goat, but it looks like it's going to be exactly what you said at the end. Might be even. The survivors are a little separated. There's no threat, though. Only a Smoker and the 2 support, so the survivors won't be punished for it. If they had Charger and a Hunter there, that would be very scary with the separation they had, but they're able to get to the rooftop where the crane is. Should see hit on the transition on the inside. It should go pretty quickly here, and they're going to go and take the Uzi player, guarantee the pound spit, and pull into the spit. Look at this. Slow clears. Great value for a 2-2 coming out from One Piece. You have to eat another set of pills. Bonus almost down to 420 and lower. Close to almost going to be an even chapter now.
Pretty decent hit. I'm honestly shocked that the tanks, neither one of them really found more than they did. I think it is a classic case of when you're dealing with the very top teams, the survivor sides are definitely stronger. Beautiful ski on the Hunter. As I say that, Charge will be able to get through into a double boom, but still 401 bonus. As we compare that to One Piece, that's less than 20 ahead of One Piece. So, I mean, it looks like they're going to be able to continue that roundabout 500-point advantage that they have from Chapter 1. But let's see this final hit, if they even get it.
Yeah, I think they'll get it, but it's not going to be. It's going to be really difficult. The Smoke can't really do much in here. They even missed. The 3 spit goes out. The Jockey does latch all this hole. Okay, this is actually going to work out. And Nick is stuck in the spit.
Wow.
Great damage at the end, and no, they're going to win the chapter because of that.
They're going to win it by quite a hefty margin, all things considered.
Let's see.
Going down over 100 from that.
That's a pretty good lead so far. They just got to keep the momentum.
Of course, it's important to keep in mind, folks, we are here in the loser bracket final of the playoffs for Zvonki Cup 2. So this is not just going to be a single campaign. This is a best of 3. So even if One Piece wins this, they've still got a lot of work left to do. But, so a lot of the times, MK, we're casting a match, and maybe the scoreline doesn't really reflect the play of the team. Sometimes, you can get a little unlucky or, some unfortunate things can happen. I don't really feel like this is one of those cases. I feel like One Piece has just been really on the next level that they need to be on to take down a team like GOAT, and they're performing in a really exciting way.
Very exciting. Of course, because the underdog right now, we would say, is in the lead by a pretty good delta. We're going to see a tank on this chapter at 66%. No pre-event tank. It's been a long time since we've got to call one of those knobs that we talked about last game. And they're going to send both support. And this is interesting. So they're going to try to send with a quad during this button. And they are pushing this hard. And they want to make sure all the common infected are in the back. And they're going to go rush this. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do it fast enough. I think the infected will be able to rush in time. They're up here. They started it. Here comes the hunter. The charger is not ready yet. They got to go up the hill. Here they come. Here comes the smoker pole. They close the button completely. The charger will land. The two cappers will not. They clear everything pretty well. But still, almost 10% comes out there. So it was well cleared. But even though you're able to do it and all, it's a good example. You still take a lot of damage when you get the button closed because there's a lot of common and 4 attack.
It's a 10% hit. I feel like on one hand, yes, in the context of where this hit is, it could have been a lot worse. But on the other hand, it's 10%. 10% on a hit is 10% on a hit. Well done by GOAT. Got to give credit where credit's due. They did make the hit effective. Hunt's picking a land. Jockey tries to get in. He will land for just a couple of ticks. It's another pretty impactful hit. The issue is, MK, they're choosing to hit here and seeding the vent area, which can often be a huge, often successful gamble for the SIs. It's kind of, winning bet, whereas this hit was, it's good, but at the end of the day, it was just 4%.
It was, but for this chapter, that it will all continue to add up, and I don't think they're going to get tanked before here. Liverpool jockey gets a scratch. Oh, that charger was so close. The hunter was very late, but that was really close to a tri-cap on those front 3. It wouldn't have landed as a quad, but the damage still tallying up, coming up down to about 80%. And they just triggered the event, so probably going to see 3 more hits before they go up into the top area and spawn that tank, because they need to clear out all the commons as well. So minimum of 3 hits, I'd say, before tank here. No, possibly even 4, depending on how these commons go.
In order for GOAT to come back, they had to deal damage to One Piece. They are doing that. Step 1 is a complete. But the question is it enough damage, though? Is my real nagging question here. Maybe ate a little bit of spit there. I think Smoke, Boom, die last. Again, great exit hit if they choose to wait. They could also try to send this in as well. I'm not sure. 66% tank, going to be coming in at about 10%. I guess, well, pretty much right when the event is done, they'll head straight into it. But yeah, we got none of One Piece bleeding out, so damage being done, but is it enough?
All right, so
they're going to choose to wait.
There's no way the commons are over yet. There's no possibility. Yeah, the window's not even open yet. I think they should have went when they ran out. Like, that was their opportunity.
Yeah.
Look at the spawns are giving up. I don't know what they're waiting for.
I think they want to hit once the survivors start walking up with that the overhead hits. No! Whoa! It lands too. But again, is it enough damage?
Yeah,
80.5%.
I think the spitters should have pre-spit and all and pushed and had the infected chase them into it. Otherwise, they would have had to push out into the outside. It's my opinion, but still, 20% before tank is still good. Sayan gets the tank and it looks like he's going to go to high ground. But we see what One Piece is going to do, and they're going to choose to stay out here. No, we call this on both sides. Last time we called the tank out here, Ellis was one that misplayed. And could have went around by the ATM around this little pillar and chose not to and cornered himself. Let's see if they could do the same on the other side. If you can kite this tank and shut down spawns with pretty much no damage, and they go for a rock smoker. Oh my goodness, that was so close. We were successful at the end.
Wow. Now, I know, like, I've spent an uncharacteristically large amount of time speaking about ammo, but I will say once again, Aisha is here with 10 shots left right now. Just sent in another one, 9 shots left. Playing a dangerous game here, just not wanting to give up the chrome. See if he gets the shutdowns that he needs. In he goes. Gonna be saying third tank for Goat. He's almost dead before I even gave his introduction. E-Rock gonna land on Aisha with the smack, and down goes Aisha. But down goes the tank as well. This, I'm gonna say it right now, I feel like this is way too much bonus to still have on the board right now. This is this is game-ending amounts of bonus.
I owe you one.
Yeah, I mean, they got 20% with tank, and they got 20% the rest. Not even 20%. Well, because they find extra pills. Still, the damage was done, but they get some extra bonus from finding the set of pills. 3 survivors are still fat. Oh, what a spawn with that charger. The spitter was very late, but that was crazy. Beautiful attack coming out there. Did you see him? Did he?
That was crazy.
I don't know how he got that. Yeah, I thought you had to wait a split second behind time before you got that spawn, but beautifully done. 864 remains. I mean, they still have a lot of bonus, but that hit was very impressive, tallying up about 6%. But safe room is in vision. They're jumping over the fence, like you said, no. This is way too much bonus for this chapter, in my opinion. 55%, almost over. Gonna be 850 when they walk in.
I mean, when you add it to how much they already are holding over Goat's head, this is way too much, but it's not done yet. One really effective way to get rid of 859 bonus in one hit. It is a quad. Hunter will land. Smoke will land. Jockey will land. The charge misses. It's still going to be some good damage, but at the end of the day, 1,500 points roundabout on this Chapter 3. And I think it's safe to say One Piece very likely going to be going up 1-0.
Very likely with 34-32. But we still have to see Goat's side. They can beat that, which would be very difficult, losing the catastrophic at this stage for their chances. But there is 5 chapters, and,
right?
But we talk about this as well. No, this finale doesn't have a lot of distance. It's only 500. That is it. So you don't want to be caught down too much. And right now, Goat's down a lot, and they need to make up a lot. Look, before we're even ready up, it's almost 2,000 before they even go with their side. So. It's not possible to make it even. They're going to kill the Boomer. They're going to hold the Spitter Hunter and Smoker. And it looks like we're going to wait to the event. And are they going to shoot the ATM?
Reloading.
Nope. We're just going to fully set up and wait to hit that button over there.
Honestly, yeah, I do wonder, like, maybe you can explain what the pros and cons even are of this decision. It seems like the result's about the same either way. Button is going to be pressed. It looks like Coach is holding it down. Going to go for the full hit. Not able to catch 2 in the spit. In fact, not really able to catch many people at all in the spit. Lackluster hit for One Piece. It will still result in enough damage for sure. But, gotta say, not the worst start for Goat by any stretch of imagination.
No, I don't know if you've seen, but when the specials were cleared, it was at 96.2. The rest was from common damage.
Yeah.
After the hit is dead, and that's where bulk of the damage do come from this hit. As the Boomer gets stuck in the doorway trying to spawn and get himself killed, but he is successful at dying. And the door is open for the fake Zoes. I'm not going to say the real Zoe because that Zoe's a little well endowed in ways that isn't real, but either way, stage has been taken, and the vent hit is coming up. What are they going to have for it? Smoker or Jockey coming in. Boomer will be nasty. Nope. Okay, they get the Jockey. Gotta be careful on this drop. No. If someone gets caught in the back, I think that's good half.
I hear Hunter.
There's so much that can happen here. Hunter trying to, okay, gonna fight 2 with the charge smacks. Oh my god, he recommits as well onto Sawa. Jockey still carrying away. Goodbye to the bonus, and not just that, but we got players bleeding out now at this point as well. Unless Coach, hey, I guess he doesn't have to pop his pills here. They're going to play a little bit dangerous game here, but at the same time, Goat playing to their outs, recognizing they need every single little drop of bonus, recognizing that conserving pills is the best way to do that. wait to start taking that health until you absolutely need it. But I mean, my goodness, another hit coming in. Hunter, no. Smoker, no. It is going to be a quad, but MK, yeah, the vent hit. Now y'all have seen why I was so worried about this vent hit area.
Hey, look out!
Yeah, that yielded what, 25% hit, and a little less than 25% damage and all that. That's incredible. They got 20% out of that minimum. That's an incredible amount of damage. Beautifully played by the special effective. And okay, they get a full look at this. They're gonna get damage in this room. It's crazy. One Piece is just in the driver's seat. Like, I think they're like 2 lanes ahead of them right now where they're playing against Goat. Look at this. Bonus down to 620 or 62.9. I'm sorry, 629. I'm gonna say, but 62.9. And look at the difference already now. It's less than 200.
Yeah, this is pretty much how much bonus One Piece ended the tank with. And I thought One Piece's quad in that area was so sick. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Hunt will land there for a moment as the hit comes in. And this is more the hit that you would expect to see, where they kind of pre-spit and then they try to get SIs desperately in. But they go for the quad, and it actually overwhelmed Go. And it allowed some important pieces to connect and get some, I would say much needed, but it's more much needed to be avoided damage by Goat. Tank going to be in the hands of Verd, who I do believe is the team captain here for One Piece. We'll see what he can do, but first, another quad. Smoke Pool is good. Hunter hopping through. Charger gets a smack, and just more and more damage. Oh my god, he's going to go down. Thing is down.
The more scary thing now, is that saying is black and white, and he can not get cornered by the tank now. If he dies, One Piece wins this first round. No ifs, ands, or maybes. I think they're gonna do everything. They're gonna send every SI on to saying, I would say here, because if they get a kill, they kill that multiplier. That bonus will go from 4 to 40. So, oh my goodness! It's gonna be a triple move. The tank was not in position. I don't know if he's gonna go for it. He is out in the open. The boom effect should be wearing off a little bit, but there's still a lot of comment, and the tank is in. And who does he go after? He goes after saying no. That is a dead coach. Bonus down to 420. Charger lands too. No slam though. He'll take him with the rock. Lands on the coach. It wasn't Godframed either. I mean Ellis. Well timed. There goes the in cap. The Hunter lands. He gets the clear. The jockey lands too, and it's gonna be a wipe on the Goat, and One Piece is gonna have a commanding lead, almost 1400 delta. And now it looks like they're gonna go up 1-0, just as you were predicting.
One of you people come and get me, please.
That is a great. The only if you flip teams, then this wouldn't be as crazy of a scoreline. It'd still be surprising to see a Katsuki, aka One Piece, going down that much, but it would be like, yeah, you know, it's Goat. That happens. To see Goat on the receiving end of this is blowing my mind here as we go to Chapter 4. The Goat isn't going to throw in the towel. They're going to continue to play this out, and points-wise, they can definitely still scoop up a win here. It's just highly unlikely from the position that One Piece have gotten themselves into. I mean, we were worried about Coach dying, but getting the full wipe there wasn't even something that we had considered that much, but the triple boom is going to be able to help make it happen. Gets a free connect on the coach, and the rest is history. 2-2, Hunt Smoke to start us off on this first hit. Ooh, One Piece. They are out there. They're feeling confident. Is he going to get him into any trouble, though, is the question. Hunter against the wall. And let's see, 520. Going to be leading the way. He had some issues. Lest we forget, hasn't been a perfect position one for him. Nice clear from his teammate Verd. Don't need to clear the Hunter. Skeets eventually shutting down Linux. Boom, finds one. And that's going to be at 100% on the first hit for One Piece.
Nice shutdown. Momentum is moving strong with them at this moment. They even got their Boom guy in the middle of the survivors, which means no damage should come out. And with that happening, I wonder if they're going to be able to blitz out in the open now. Spawns will be up in time. It's just a matter of the infected or where they want to send this quad at. It's difficult. They're going to spawn up early. The Hunter, the Charger misses. The Smoker lands in the back. They focus down the 2 spawns in the front, which is dead. Then they clean up the Smoker. Hunter gets a scratch onto Ellis, and then Texito kills it. And they continue navigating the map, coming up on 35% of the way, and they've only lost 3.5.
Yeah, I really didn't like that hit from Goat. It was just unfortunate. Charger kind of leading the way, and it felt kind of like a pug moment where, you know, one player just went to 1v1 against a Charger around a corner. And then they just, you know, shut down the random charge, and now they have the hit's dead. Of course, it is a tank. Okay, can't get too far ahead of myself, but they shut down the rest of the hit, and we'll be able to just walk away. Now, one thing, MK, is the fact that they opted to not set off the ATMs, which could come back to bite One Piece.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. If they get that alarm set off and the tank is not fully committed, he could just sit for about 15 seconds. It's big, but all right, Slime's going to make his way in. There goes the early pull, but it's cleared quite nicely. The Hunter gets blasted out of the sky. The jockey will land. That'll be his corner. He got 50. Ooh, they get the alarm off. Now the tank's trying to delay because the commons will come in. He gets a punch. He has nothing to help him, though. He needs to stay alive for a little while longer. He's down to 1,300. The commons are going to take a bit to get in. And he's got to hide now. Commons are in. Survivors are separated, but spawns are down. Here's the Charger. The Charger spawns early. I don't know. He should wait for his other helpers to come in. Throws a rock. Not going to get it. It's going to be a Hunter and a Boomer. I can't believe there's no commons from that thing going off. Kind of shocking. But looks like they're going to send the Charger. They're going to send the Hunter. He's going to land. Maybe one more last rock. Not going to get it, and that is a dead tank. And they'll survive with 67.9% bonus. And I'll be honest, now the way that was looking to be way more catastrophic for One Piece, and they handled it pretty well.
Dude, goosebumps right now from One Piece's play. It was like they could see the future. It was like they knew exactly how it was going to play out. They knew even if they trigger that ATM, it's not going to matter. They're going to be able to back it up. The tank's already going to be in such a rough spot. He's going to be so low on HP that he's going to have to back it up. The SIs will have to commit. And it was like they already knew what was going to happen before it happened. That was a scary moment. Any teams watching this right now, they know that One Piece has definitely elevated their game to a next level here. Hit expertly avoided by One Piece in the meantime. Sure, they're going to take a little bit of spit, but here they are, post-tank, into the event, 2/3 of the way through Chapter 4, with over 1,000 bonus still in their pockets.
Yeah, that you didn't stutter when you said that. 1,000 is correct. Exactly, it's actually 1,042 to be exact. Also, shout out to the Noodle Vial and just one moment. Shout out to all you guys. And it's going to be Toad. Nice Charger gets in there. Michelle being a little too overzealous, taking some free damage, losing about 30 points of that. A little less than 30 points of that 1042 that they had. But now the question is, are they going to push out and start climbing? Are they going to stay inside? It is now down, and it looks like they're going to stay inside for at least one more hit, which I can't disagree with. Because I do believe it's going to be a spitter. Yeah. They don't want a spitter when they drop on the other side, even though it's that hit here.
I do hope that One Piece takes a moment to consider all their options and, you know, the ways to avoid losing all this bonus that they have, because they have done such an insanely strong job getting to this point, but everyone knows who has played this game, you can lose all this in an instant from one stupid play. Hit coming in, but it's a segmented hit with only 3 SIs. Charger trying to catch, but 520 warmed up as hell, ready with that chip level onto Linux, 160 damage. Just like that, getting the shutdown. And look at them continue through, taking about 50 damage through the hit, sure, but that is a major point of the chapter here, and in fact, they're going to be able to even get out on the other side of the vent without a hit coming out.
Well done, well taken, One Piece. Still sitting on the 992 of that 1,042 they started that event with. Question is, how much can they hold on with 20% left on the map to navigate with a 2-2 in tow, a Poo-2 nonetheless. Not in a good spot, so their stair hit is going to be a Smoker and Jockey. The Smoker was ready, the Spitter was not ready. They send the Jockey now. It looks like they just want to guarantee a quad for their last hit here now, because they need to go for everything or nothing right now. They have to land this. Boomer should be dying already.
Hey, ammo here.
I thought the same. I thought this was going to be a heavily telegraphed quad, but we've got Say holding on to the boom of all SIs.
He's actually AFK.
Okay.
I think, or either he's crashed. We might have a pause in a second, because I have not seen the Boomer move yet. Oh, there he did.
Well,
he just moved. He just came back.
Okay. Looking at 1,600 points for One Piece. They decided, just over 1,500 on Chapter 3 wasn't enough. They actually want even more on this chapter. It is finally going to come out. Smoker pull, charge is a no-go. The hit's been perfect so far. Hunter Boom deciding to save their SI for Campaign 2. Because this is definitely going to be a dub for One Piece, and a pretty damn hefty one at that 5,032 points after 4 chapters. Huh? Against who?
Well,
Wait, the GOAT?
and you've also missed one little notation that you should put an asterisk next to that. They just scored more points in this chapter than Goat has scored in 3.
Oh!
Just saying, it's facts.
Oh!
Incredible. They 5K'd Goat. They have such a big momentum ride right now. I think the only thing that's going to stop One Piece from taking this from Goat is going to be themselves.
Yes. Very well said. Very well said. Goat are thrown off, but the truth is, can hit him with that command, because we are headed straight into Die Scraper from the looks of things, MK. But before we do that, I want 1 point to reign true what you just said, that this is One Piece's series to lose. GOAT is they are a heavily celebrated household name in the Left 4 Dead 2 competitive community, especially in South America, especially in Peru. This is the team to beat. There's a handful of others that have that same title, and GOAT goes into every single chapter knowing that they are GOAT. They can turn the tides no matter what. And so One Piece has to bring 110% every single chapter. Otherwise, GOAT might be able to wiggle on by into a 1-1 and turn that into a 2-1 knockout. But we do have One Piece sitting here with the 1-0, with the 5K on Dead Before Dawn.